that your brand's going to matter, and why does it matter on social media?
Think about our generation right now. We have gone from, people looking in the yellow pages for businesses and looking in newspapers to then the internet.
Okay.
And now everything is social media.
So, hey, I'm Glenda White, the mortgage coach, DFW, here with Verity Mortgage, and Christie Bray is here with JP, and she has her team through JP. But I like to spotlight who I like to call my epic people, and we're talking about extraordinary, innovative, how we can push your business to the next level and basically 3x it. So we're so glad you're here on our new podcast series. And yes, we're going to try to do this weekly. So it's going to be amazing. And you can always come back and have fun with an alumni. So Christie, tell me who you are. I want to know more about Christie.
I am a mom, of course. I have got 2 kiddos, 8 and 12. I coach sports.
Yeah.
So I'm very active with my kids. I grew up playing sports, so we're very competitive at my house. I am also a team lead for real estate. I started the business in 2017.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So you've kind of you're like the person I want to call is the pre-vid.
Yes.
The pre-vid. So you kind of have seen rates that are in the 6s and really probably mid 6s whenever you got into the business, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Seen them all. My dad actually was an appraiser. So
okay.
My whole life I always wanted to be a realtor, and he always was like, no, don't do it. Don't do it my whole life. And I actually just have it fall into my lap at the right time. And I believe that things happen 100% at the right time.
They do.
And God knows and has a plan.
Yeah.
And so when it came and the opportunity was available, I did it. And I am so glad I did, because I knew I was meant to do it. I knew it.
And I love your passion. And that's why I think that you're extraordinary. And that's why I wanted you on here. But man, I'm telling you, like, to me, like, that is extraordinary. I did not come from a family that was in real estate. It kind of fell in my lap on the lending side. And it's not like you wake up on the side and say like, ooh, mortgages are sexy.
Yeah.
Right. Because heck no, they're not. But what we're talking about today going into 2022 is social media. And I know people are like, Glenda, you always do social, but I'm talking more today about how we build a brand utilizing social media, because that's kind of the word I've heard for the last 6 weeks now is brand, 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 brand. So tell me why you think, more importantly now than ever going into 2023, that your brand's going to matter, and why does it matter on social media?
Think about our generation right now. We have gone from, people looking in the yellow pages for businesses and looking in newspapers to then the internet.
Okay.
And now everything is social media.
Yeah.
I mean, everything. Literally starting from, do you remember whenever MySpace came out? That was like the big thing. We obviously that's not around anymore, but Facebook, Instagram, TikTok now, YouTube, those are huge right now, because what do people do when they need something?
Yeah.
Last night I went on and asked about crock pots and Instapots. Like I want to know what other people like and what they trust as well.
Right.
So I mean, building a brand and going on social media is going to be huge from this generation on.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows what's going to happen years from now, but video has taken over.
For sure. So why would brand matter on social media though? Like, more importantly, why does your brand on social media matter?
It tells a story.
Okay.
I feel like everybody out there is completely different.
They are.
Some people are really good at telling their story of how they work with just investors.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they work just good with divorces and certain types of clients, right? So you need to figure out your why and your story, and then you push it out there to your network, which is your friends and family, and then it grows beyond that, obviously. I am referral based, so everybody that I work with are people that I like and know, and then the people that like and know me are the ones that send me business.
Right.
So finding out your why and your type of client or what you're doing with your brand, regardless if it's real estate or not,
right,
is really what you want to figure out first.
right. Because it's kind of like the old saying, like, oh, we're good at everything, but we're not good at like one thing type thing. And kind of talk about the why, right? Because as lenders and real estate agents, like that word is thrown out so much. And I like to call my why like my onion later. Like you need to go why times 5 and start peeling it back. And when you figure out the why, that's why you know when you're in your business.
Of course.
Right? So would you agree to something like that?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
I mean, obviously we all have to pay bills at the end of the day, but why do you do what you do?
Yeah.
You know, I, for one, love showing that I can help people reach their goals.
Yeah. Why do you love to do that?
Because I am a competitive person and I am kind of just like you're the mortgage coach. I feel like I'm coaching people through life to hit in their real estate investments. It's one of the easiest investments out there.
It is.
And I love to help people show how they can build wealth through it.
Yeah.
Buying homes, I've sold homes to 21-year-olds this past year.
So
and
amazing.
It's so cool to see how much wealth they've grown in just the first year.
Yeah.
So finding your why is literally saying, okay, why am I doing this? I like to help people.
Yeah.
I coach people through life. You know, that's my goal.
And it's so intriguing to see that too, because it is a lot of people don't realize, like you have a lot of, nastiers and haters out there. Like, you're going to take your money. And I had one like yell at me on TikTok the other day and he was like, oh, real estate agents are drug dealers. And I was like, but they're human beings. So yeah, there's probably some drug dealers out there. I'm sorry if you are, but that's not me. But you guys are human beings just like we are.
Yes.
That's the profession. I feel like the profession picked us. We didn't pick the profession.
Sure.
So tell me on your branding part of it is, where did you start your branding on social media? So is it something that you just said, hey, I'm a Christie Bray real estate agent. How do I help you? Or how did you discover your brand more on social media?
To be honest with you, I started out with a great real estate broker, and they really told us to, reach out to your friends and family and break down what you're doing and how you can help them.
Mhm.
So what I did is when I branched out, I really wanted to grow my own brand. And that's why I left, to be honest with you.
Right.
Great company, loved them.
Right.
They built me.
Absolutely.
I love it. And I give them great recognition for it.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to create something for myself, but also for my future, for a legacy, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Regardless if my kids want to become realtors or not, I have something that I can share with other realtors and teammates that they can take on later on in life.
That's incredible.
So that's what I wanted. So what I did is I did some research and I first started out with, what are my whys? And I connected those in with marketing pieces. So I was like, oh, first, what is Christie? Honestly. Everybody who does know me knows I am a big cheerleader.
Yeah. 100%. And that's why we get along so well. Cause hey, I cheered all my life.
Yes. I am very outgoing and positive. I have a lot of energy, let's be honest.
Yeah.
And that's okay. That's just who I am.
And your people are going to know, like, and trust you though.
Yes.
Right. Not everybody's going to fit with everybody. And the ones that are going to like gravitate toward you are cheerleaders. They're probably sports moms. They're probably a bunch of moms. They're probably competitive as you are.
Yes.
When I think back of who our clients are, it's their moms with wine and their kids are running around in their backgrounds, but we're at Friday night football games supporting our community.
Exactly.
That's who we are. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah, me too.
Right.
And what's cool is, I built that brand based on myself.
Good.
But I have teammates that have different personalities as well.
Yeah.
And I can literally say, hey, maybe you don't fit my personality, but I've got somebody else that I know fits just right.
Right.
So with my brand, I did that research and I honestly found, okay, what do I want my logo to be? What colors do I want to really push out there?
Yeah.
That was kind of like my first step. It takes a lot of steps to build your brand.
It does. And it's not something that you're going to find overnight. So the one thing agents that Christie is saying more often than not, that your brand is not your brokerage.
Right.
100%. Right.
No.
Your brand is you. Your brand is who you are. And your brand is who you serve.
Right.
So you've got your why, you've got your colors, you've got your behind it. Do you go on all in on all platforms whenever you discover your brand, or you're just like, screw it, let me just start with one and kind of work my way up?
I think it's a learning process.
Okay.
You got to find out what works for you.
Yeah.
I'm growing more and more this year. I'm taking over more platforms.
Yeah.
But start off with what you're comfortable with
Yeah.
or what you learn first.
Yeah.
So, I started out with Facebook, to be honest with
Right.
you.
It's the easiest platform. You
Yeah.
throw it up there. It doesn't matter what it looks like.
Exactly. So Facebook was where I started. And I did as much as I could on there. I actually grew a lot of business over the last probably 3-4 years.
Okay.
A lot of my real estate referrals and clients have been from Facebook.
Yeah.
And it's just been, educating, honestly.
Right.
With showing people how it actually works with the process of buying.
Yeah.
Y'all don't do this every day. Regardless if you've bought a home in the past, markets change, they shift, things happen.
Right.
So what can I do to help educate those people on the market and how it works?
Yeah.
So that's where I started.
Okay.
I am on Instagram, of course. I push everything that I have on Facebook straight to Instagram as well. So it's kind of shared seamlessly the same way.
Good.
TikTok is a new one. I actually kind of love it.
I'm so proud of you.
I love it. It's really fun.
You're like the third people this week that said, yeah, I actually love TikTok. Thank you, Glenda. And I'm like, it's actually not a bad platform. It's just, yes, it's China bound, but who cares?
And it's super easy to make content on it, to be honest with you. If you just play around with it, nobody sees it. You can submit it once you've gotten your draft saved. You can pull content from other people's stuff and kind of create your own fun items. So I'm working on my TikTok page and then YouTube. I had actually done some interviews in the past, and I'm going into 2023 as my big one is going to be YouTube and TikTok.
I love it.
And I can't wait for y'all to see what I'm going to do.
I absolutely love it. And here's the reason why, YouTube and TikTok recently took over YouTube as the #1 social platform, which is insane when you think about the number of searches.
No.
If they take over Google and YouTube, like, it's just absolutely crazy. And offline, we were talking about how TikTok now is a vertical and is becoming a vertical platform. And I was asking Christie if she thought that was a good idea. To me, I feel it's a good idea because I think I looked at it the other day. There's 5 billion users on TikTok. And if you reach one person on how to buy or sell a home and grow generational wealth, then like that's your why for the day, right? Like you've done it. So what would the one thing, if you had a brand new agent that has never really been in the industry and she or he is like, it's overwhelming because social is overwhelming. What's your one thing that you would say start right now for 2023?
Okay, I would build a plan. You can't just jump into something.
Why not? We can't just swim like Dory?
No, I wish, because then you're just wandering around the world and it gets a little crazy. And then you're not consistent.
Yeah.
Consistency is a thing, and you want to build a plan. So I did just the other day, we did our vision boards.
Absolutely.
We're still working on them. Vision boards go inside of your goals, and they can be, personal. They can be in your business, your family, spiritual, physical. So we have every one of those. I would start out there, to be honest with you, is have your goals placed out in front of you. Keep them simple. Don't do too many. You don't want to overwhelm yourself. And then if you like the vision board idea, do that too. But then once you've done that, if you're on the part where you want to go social media, if that's what you want to do to generate and grow some business, I would break it down. How often do you want to do this?
Yes. It's going to be different on every platform too.
Yes,
that's
exactly.
What's crazy.
Do some research. Meet up with partners and people who are doing it consistently to learn from them as well.
Absolutely.
Have topics in place. That way hey, I'm going to do this every week, or maybe start off every 2 weeks or every month. Have those topics ready to go, and then kind of just go into it knowing what you want to put out there into the marketplace. So whether you're wanting to educate, do fun and silly, tours, bring people in and talk to them. There's so many options.
And it's crazy. It's kind of like a roadblock of, I don't know where to start on social because it's so overwhelming. But when we talk about that onion layer that's being pulled back, I think you're spot on. You have to get the game plan. You have to know who you want to serve. And I know that sounds really weird, agents, right? Because we can't serve everybody,
No.
nor should we serve everybody. But if we serve a certain niche person or avatar, like they keep talking about,
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a lot easier, right?
Exactly. Yep.
So for that new agent, just get your content, break it down. What would you say Christie's social back then when you started versus Christie's social today? What's easier today versus, not just coming up, like where do you come up with the content today?
Well, I guess I look at it from a perspective of somebody who's never bought a house, maybe somebody who needs to change because they bought a home a couple of years ago and it was their first home and they need to go and upsize or downsize.
Yeah.
So part of Christie Bray Realty Group, my brand that I created, we actually have a slogan which goes a part of it, which I think that's really cool for you to find your slogan.
Yeah.
We say leave the just right to us.
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny. It came along as like the what is it called? The Goldilocks and the Three Little Bears.
Yes.
Goldilocks and the Three Little Bears. So I can't wait because one of mine is going to be kind of like a storybook of a real estate agent.
I love that.
Goldilocks and Three Little Bears. I'm going to do a video on that.
Yes.
But it's leave just the right to us. So basically I just lost track of everything that I was going to talk about.
That's okay because we can edit all of this crap if we need to and go back. Anyways. That's the great thing with podcasts and not live.
Yeah, I completely forgot. What were we talking about?
Goldilocks and the Three Bears.
I got distracted.
This is why we need a shot of tequila on them.
Yes.
I thought it was Monday, y'all. It's Wednesday.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
Goldilocks and the Three Bears. What do we do with Goldilocks and the Three Bears?
So we are about right sizing.
Okay.
In my, our genre of what we look for in a client. So we help people with, either they're needing to upsize and downsize in a home. Maybe they had kids that went to college.
Right.
I personally helped a client that, her kids went to college. And
that was huge last year, especially for me with having a college senior or a high school senior.
Like, I got to pay for college. Now, what can I do? I love my home, but, I've either paid it off or, I'm looking to find a way to pay off the college. So we did a full consultation, found out she had a buttload of equity.
Yeah.
And we were like, you know what? Let's use that equity, go pay off your college, whatever you want to do with that money.
Yeah.
Buy a home while the interest rates are amazing. And she was able to, and her payments were like lesser equivalent, which is awesome.
Which was crazy. And by the way, COVID rates probably won't ever see in our lifetime again. I'm just saying we didn't know that.
I know.
But the rates are coming back down. That's a whole nother thing. And it's an ebbs and the flow of the real estate.
Yeah.
In the market. It's always going to change. It's never going to be solvent and it's never going to stay the same. If it does, then no one, the government wouldn't have, we wouldn't have a government if real estate, it is a $45 trillion industry.
I know.
So it's kind of crazy.
And there's still so many positives to it.
It's so positive.
I'm like, guys, I know that you'll listen to the media and news, but come to your specialist.
Absolutely.
Because there are so many options right now.
There are so many
it's
options.
Such a good market.
And the first time, it's crazy. I don't know about you. I'm getting flooded right now. And it's kind of like it was quiet for a little bit, but I'm getting flooded with first time home buyers, which absolutely
take advantage of it.
I love it. And it doesn't matter what the interest rates are for first time home buyers, because when supply and demand change and their rates go back down and the demand goes back up, guess what's going to happen? We're going back to the COVID rates and we're going to go back to the COVID over asking price. It's going to be a bidding war.
Flooded buyers.
So first time home buyers, if you haven't gotten off the fence, you guys need to reach out to Christie and myself. We would love to have a double consultation, which we do that all the time, to make sure you can get on the path for 2023, because y'all, these rates are going to come down.
They are.
They're going to come down, and it's going to be a really great 2023 for everybody.
Build a plan.
So let me ask you, Christie, what does your team environment look like? Are we a big team? Are we a small team? How are we considered?
I'm a small team.
Okay.
I am very picky about business. I want to, just like my clients, know and trust.
Yeah.
I want to do the same thing with the agents that I work with.
Good.
I want somebody who's got a very good worth ethic, is a go-getter, positive.
Yeah.
And, really wants to strive in life.
Yeah.
It's hard to find those people out there.
It is.
And real estate is very difficult. It doesn't just fall into your lap.
Yeah.
You really do have to work at it.
You do.
So yeah.
You mean you just can't wake up and say, hey, do you want to buy or sell a home? Because I'm ready.
No, it is building a business.
Yeah.
And I'm hiring. I actually had 4 agents in my office doing the vision boards with us.
Good.
And they're new. They are about to take their tests.
Good.
And they were all friends of friends.
Yeah.
And I was like, come see what we're about.
Right.
I want you to feel comfortable. And I'm going to be honest with you. We're going to train you really well. I mean, the success coming from me and the agents I have right now has been the things that I learned from my past broker.
Correct. And that's where you build your brand.
Yes.
100% right there. It's not about what you learned in the past. It's how you adapt to the current changes and instill that into your future agent. So I'm so proud of you for everything that you've done. I cannot wait to see what happens in 2023. So let me ask you, what is your absolute go-to? We have YouTube. We're going all in on YouTube in 2023. Is that what you're committing to?
I'm committing to YouTube and TikTok. Those are my top 2 video mostly. So yeah, both of those I would have to say. TikTok will be more the fun,
Yep.
But YouTube is going to be my go-to because I'm going to have all these interviews going. And it's not all just going to be real estate. It's going to be community driven. So get ready for it.
I love that. And I absolutely cannot wait to be a part of that. So Christie, the last thing I always like to say, what's your one challenge you see in 2023 for you and your team?
Ooh, a challenge. I would say getting people to see past the news. And
that's so big. Oh my gosh.
I would say, because you look at the news. Personally, I don't even watch the news.
I don't either.
I would rather live my life happily and not see the negativity.
Yeah.
I'd rather get on social media, to be honest with you, and learn my stuff from everybody else.
And mastering your craft.
Yes.
I mean, it is.
Yeah. I will go past politics. I will go past the news, and I will keep going with what I believe. And I think that's going to be the hardest one, is just getting past news.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to throw a curveball in you. What's one extraordinary thing that you think that you're going to do in 2023?
Oh, extraordinary. I would say I'm going to do better than I did in 2022.
Good.
Because I feel like 2022 was an interesting year. And
a lot of challenges.
Yeah.
For sure.
When life throws you curveballs, you really learn.
Yeah.
And I feel like we've learned a lot.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in the last, 2-3 years, almost 4 years, we've had a lot of curveballs happen. So what do we do from that? We learn.
Right.
So I think we're just going to do really well.
I really love that. Well, you are extraordinary. I'm so glad that you're in here. Christie, if anybody wants to get a hold of you, of course, how do they find you on social?
Oh, gosh, just look at my name.
There it is,
Bray.
right there. Boom.
Yes.
Talking about building a brand. And I think I'm going to challenge every single one of you right now. Go Google your name and see what pulls up.
For sure.
And Google Christie, Google myself, and then you're going to see how mind-blowing it is when you Google Christie Bray, what's going to come up? It's all of her brand.
Exactly.
And that's 100% of what we should be focusing on in 2023. It's the brand, the vision. I'm so proud to call you a friend. I know we've cried together. We've had wine together. You've now been on my first podcast for the Epic series because you're extraordinary.
Thank you.
So, Christie, until next time, we're so glad that you're here. Be amazing. I am, again, Glenda White, the mortgage coach, DFW, of course, powered by my lovely Verity Mortgage. And until next time.